So you may have noticed a little bit of an interruption here in the series, and that's because I lost my USB cable, which I need to transfer my movie files over to my computer. I just found it last night, and back to editing these videos, which are a little bit old now. These are about 2 or a week old or something like that. But either way, we return to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so I have another test to show you guys concerning the Sharp Portable TV. As you can see, I just turned it on right now, and we have the big black apps on the side of the screen. And so I remembered I have an Admiral black and white TV that uses Compactron tubes. It's bigger than this, but it uses Compactron tubes and a pretty standard chassis. So I figured I'd go and see if the horizontal output tube is the same. And sure it is. It's a 38HE7, same one this uses. And so I swapped it out to see if our theory about our horizontal output tube being at fault for this was true. And it is. When I use this other tube, the screen fills out completely right after, right when it starts up, it's completely full. The problem with this tube in there is that it doesn't, the horizontal frequency doesn't catch on. And I think I had that same problem with the other TV, so it might be this tube is also bad, but in a different way. So let me put this tube in there so you can see what happens with that one. Okay, I swapped out the tube. There's the one that belongs to the Sharp. I took that out of there with my pliers because it fell in there and I couldn't reach for it, so I grabbed it by the pins with my pliers. And I was about to drop that thing, and I grabbed it with my bare hand, trying to catch it, and it got me really good. I burnt myself pretty good there. So let's plug this thing in, and you'll see how it starts up with a nice full screen. Ah, that really got me good. Takes a little while for warm up, of course. It is a tube TV. There it goes. But nice full screen right at startup. But we've got that weird problem there. It's actually not as bad this time for some reason. It looks just like a vertical hold issue. Oh, it's catching on now. Let me try and adjust this over here. Sorry for the bad camera work. Yeah, actually that's perfect. I don't know why it misbehaved the first time around. Now it's working beautifully. Maybe the last time around one of the pins wasn't making a proper connection or something. It's working perfectly now. So I think I'll just borrow the Admiral's horizontal tube until I can find a replacement. Because I also want to fix up that Admiral. So I guess our only issue now is the tuner. So we'll see if we can take care of that. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I did some more work to the UHF tuner, and we're getting something now. You can see I relocated the transistor. I eliminated the lead that I put in there, and I tried to put it back in as close as to the original way it was. And I also, as you can see, replaced those 2 resistors there with new resistors. The old ones were kind of high. These ones are closer to the value that the schematic says. And there is my signal that I'm getting at the moment, hooked up to this little loop antenna here. That's the signal that I'm getting. Pretty weak. But I discovered that for some reason if I short these 2 plates, the signal improves by a long shot. I'll disconnect the probe, and you can see it goes back to being weak. Short them back out and it gets strong again. So I'm not really sure what that is. I tried tweaking with these 2 little plates here, which affect the capacitance, and that didn't really make any difference. I'm not sure if this is gonna be aligned correctly with the reading on the dial. I'm not sure where this channel is falling exactly, but I'm gonna just try and solder those 2 plates together there. It seems to be the only thing that gets it working. I was suspecting maybe those little capacitors that are down there, way down there, but they're just very, very low value, and there's no way I could get them locally, and it would just be too much of a hassle for me to order them from someplace else. So I'll just leave those two plates soldered and use it that way, and hopefully the alignment is not too bad. Okay, so after some fiddling around, I, I discovered that the reaction I was getting wasn't actually due to me shorting out those two plates. Those were actually already connected together. I thought maybe I was changing the capacitance, but those two plates are already connected together, and the reaction I was getting was actually due to the length of wire connected to the test lead. Right now I've got it working with the alligator clip there, and that's why it's working. That connection is actually ground, and but that makes the difference for this to work. And if I showed it back to ground, the picture actually, let me see if I can zoom in here. If I showed it back to ground, just make a ground to ground connection, the image sort of improves a little bit. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is. So it's obviously not, I guess, operating at the correct frequency, and for some reason adding a piece of wire there makes it resonate better. So who knows? I did notice that this resistor right there, 680 kilo ohms, is high. It's reading about 740, 750. That might definitely be the problem. I haven't changed it out because I haven't got one. But I'll try changing that out, and if that doesn't make a difference, I'm not really sure what the problem could be. I might also try switching out the little signal diode that's in there, the mixer diode. And if those two things don't do anything, I don't know what I could do to fix this. It probably is the capacitors, and as I said, I can't replace those because they're just ridiculously small. Okay, so this bit of the restoration I was not able to get on video because, as I mentioned, I lost my USB cable, and at the time my memory card was full, so I couldn't fit any video into it. So I at least went ahead and took some pictures of what I did. And this was the UHF tuner fix, and I went with a jumper cable going from the ground point mentioned before, and the other end going to one of the antenna terminals. This solution worked quite well, and I was satisfied with it to leave it as it is and put the tuner back into the television. Here's the tuner ready to go back into the TV, and this is one last picture of the chassis alone right before it went back into the TV. And as you can see, it's quite a difference from what it looked like before to the way it went in. Okay, here's some pictures of the TV put back together and working, but to see the full demonstration you'll have to wait till the next video where I will be displaying the TV and just make a video of it working all together. So thank you for watching the series so far, and part 10, the final part of the series, is next, and you'll get to see the fruits of our labor.